Hello, friends. I hope you are all well and you have had a wonderful experience today. This was one of the initiatives from Mr. Ku from Malaysia and myself when we met at World Tunnel Congress. And I'm really glad to see that all of us have come together and we are able to exchange our ideas effectively even after so many challenges uh, which came in front of us after COVID-19 crisis. I'll be taking you through the journey of SAITA, and for this I would like to I would like to share my screen, my presentation with you. So, uh, administrator, I'm sharing my screen if it is okay. And there you go. I think it should be visible now. So we began uh, we began the journey in 2019 in Naples, in Italy, and in my presentation today, I will be introducing the result of that meeting, and we'll be discussing the objectives of SAITA, followed by the uh, formation, how the foundation of SAITA was laid. Uh, then discussing a little bit about the guidelines to organize SAITA, which we followed this year and we will be following in following years, which will give it a more formal structure. And then we'll be discussing how SAITA will be developed in coming years. So SAITA Symposium for Young Tunnelers of Asia is planned to be an annual symposium for young professionals working in tunneling industry in Asia. It is a regional collaborative platform, and all young members from Tunneling Association in Asia or outside Asia can participate in this symposium. And the symposium is open to young members as well as experienced members. We intend to keep this symposium free and accessible to everybody who is a young professional, and depending on the situations and the organization complexities, we will be reviewing all these information in coming years. The objectives of SAITA are to provide opportunities for young tunneling professionals to learn technical and managerial skills related to tunneling and underground space development. Apart from learning these technical and managerial skills through sharing the experiences, it intends to bring in the experiences from various countries together so that we can understand how the industry works in the countries uh, which are working in Asia and outside the world as well. It creates a platform for young professionals to come together and interact with each other, to know other professionals as well, and to explore business opportunities across the countries, making the technology and skill transfer easier, and giving opportunities for young professionals to work in multicultural environment. It the one of the objective is to appreciate the difference in tunneling practices adopted by each member country due to their availability of resources in their countries and unique features which guide those tunneling practices across those countries. So its objective is to provide a regional collaboration and cooperation among all the member nations, so that we learn from the experiences that we are having in our own countries and sharing it throughout the world, and to find out if our experiences can help us to grow and to learn from each other. So in May 2019, at World Tunnel Congress in Italy, me and Mr. Ku from Malaysia, we met and we discussed that how uh, there is a scope of creating a collaborative platform for Asian region, where most of the countries are still developing, and young members do not always have enough money to travel across the world on their own expenses to attend the conferences and to meet people. So maybe having having a symposium at regional level would reduce their travel costs and would at the same time give them an opportunity to stay in touch with the global industry practices. And this will definitely help young professionals to get a head start on their uh, understanding of tunneling projects across the world, and to know people, to get in touch with people who are working in the same industry in other countries, and to explore various personal as well as business opportunities with those interconnections. This idea was first shared with an email which I sent on 27th of May in 2019 to Malaysia, to Japan, to Vietnam, to Hong Kong, to Korea, and it saw enthusiastic response. There were many key members which got involved, such as Akshay from India, who is also the vice chair of TIYM, sorry, and Mr. Chia Weng Boon, Dr. Chia Weng Boon from Malaysia, who is also organizing this symposium this year and taking a lead from Malaysia. Frankie Chia from Malaysia, who has been very active and who has contributed a lot for CITA 2020, and Hohai Nisho from Japan, who was a key member when we started this initiative. CITA was proposed to be held just before WTC 2020 in Malaysia in the month of May, and this was done to get maximum involvement of young members for the first event. In coming months, in July and August, we had kickoff meetings, and then we decided that we will have CITA just before WTC. And during this time, more countries such as Hong Kong, Vietnam, Thailand, South Korea, and China showed interest to participate. And most of these members stayed and have presented their work today. In September and October 2019, we began the preparations for the event. First draft of CITA guidelines was prepared, and we kept on reviewing these guidelines by taking the inputs from uh, IEM and TAIYM. And later, in this presentation, I'll be sharing these guidelines with all of us to understand how CITA will be happening in coming years with a formal structure. The CITA logo was prepared once the guidelines were finalized as well. And this idea was put forward to International Tunneling Association young members, which was promptly uh, supported by ITAYM with active chairmanship of Keith Bannerman from Australia, and we received a very good response from the committee, and we were kept motivated, and we were appreciated for creating such a platform. Today, ITAYM is supporting CITA and is promoting its activities through all its social media channels, and we are receiving a very good response. And we are happy to have so many attendees today. By the end of December 2019, entries were invited for presenting the work for the symposium. Then the evaluation of the entries were done. But later on, uh, the COVID-19 struck the world, and the whole idea of having a physical presentation was not possible later on, and we had to switch to online mode. And now I am happy to see that despite of all the challenges we have faced, SAITA is today being organized successfully. Uh, I would like to share some light on the guidelines to organize SAITA in coming years. So because this was our first event, we did not we did not had any formal guidelines, and in the coming year as well, we will not be able to implement all of them, but we intend to implement all the guidelines that we are preparing from the third version of SAITA. And hosting the event would be the first concern, in which what we have proposed in the guideline is that each participating country will get a chance to host SAITA, and we can decide depending on the situation as of now whether we have to conduct SAITA annually or every 2 years. The chair of the hosting country's Young Member Association will be responsible for organizing and managing SAITA. He can himself do that or nominate someone else to take the responsibility. Eligibility to express interest for hosting of the event will be asked in the current SAITA event, and like we are doing right now. So the country will ask uh, who all wants to uh, host the SAITA next year, and the opportunity will be given to those who have not hosted it before, and so that equal opportunity of hosting the event stays uh, across the association. We can decide on the basis of the interest of the countries who want to host, and then having a little vote for which country has to host it first, and then which one wants to take the lead later on. The hosting country will have the responsibility to plan and implement the SAITA for that year, and the organizing committee led by the hosting country would be established and would support would be supported by other young member association representatives as well. The organizing committee of SAITA will be responsible for organization, planning, and development implementation of the project, and role of organizing committee are identified as follows. The chair of the committee would be the chair of the hosting committee, young members group, and he will head the organizing committee, or he can nominate anyone else who wants to take the lead after taking the permission of their home country association. Uh, so the preparations like preparing of poster, managing venue, marketing, participation, sponsorships, etc., will have to be dealt by the host country, and they will uh, they will invite the applications, review the presentations, and decide for the participation fee, if any is required for doing for making this event possible. They can ask for collaboration or assistance from other Asian nations if required. Uh, and a timeline has to be decided by the hosting country, how when these key dates have to be met, and how the implementation will be done. some key dates which were planned in the guidelines was that country has to notify 6 months in advance whether or not they are participating, and confirm the participants at least, and commit for 2-3 participants from their countries, and abstract of the presentation they want to do has to be submitted 5 months in advance. And then the this abstract will be reviewed and the final submission will be invited, which should be finalized by 2 months in advance of the proposed date of CITA. CITA can have the participants from other countries as well, which are not in Asia, and it can be on invitation or on request from the the interested country. Fee for such participants will be same as for the Asian country members, and this event is intended to be open for everyone who wants to join in, dial in, and be and get involved in the activities. All participating countries have to arrange for their own travel, or their participating members have to do it themselves. CITA will not be taking the responsibilities for making travel, visa, and lodging arrangements for their individual representatives. Today, we have had a very good participation for CITA being for this CITA being the first event today. And we have had participation from India, from Japan, from Vietnam, Hong Kong, from Malaysia, and there is a lot to do in coming years. So the future of CITA lies in turning this map all green, and bring in as many as possible countries into this initiative. And we have seen that UK has also actively participated, and Mr. Divik has presented his work today, which brings the cross-cultural sharing um, into the CITA, and the openness of accepting the uh, work we are doing across all the countries and all the cultures. So there's definitely a lot of scope. We have to bring in people who are working in Asia together. All the young members can come together, collaborate, and I'm sure that in following years we will be growing as an organization, and we will be learning from each other's experiences throughout this journey. So next CITA, we are thinking that we will be having this in India, and we'll be welcoming you all to be in India. I hope by that time we have a vaccine, and we are able to uh, we are able to travel to India to see the places as well, while we do while we meet each other, and while we discuss our tunneling experiences, and we do some site visits in India as well. And then we will be looking ahead to refine these guidelines and then start implementing these guidelines uh, in whole from the year 2021. So uh, thank you very much. Thank you for your participation today and making today possible. Uh, and I'm pretty sure that you had a great time today, and we learned from each other. And I think with the CITA coming in, with the CITA next year and the coming years, we will be learning from what we have learned today, and we'll be trying to improve the this platform by through more collaboration, through more interactions, and with the guidance of ITAYM and the support of other young member nations across the world as well. I am sure CITA will grow, and we will come together, learn with each other to create a skill set among the young members, which will be making this industry even more effective in coming years. Uh, Thank you very much, IEM, for organizing this. Thank you very much, ITFIM, for supporting this initiative. And this is what ITFIM does. ITFIM promotes the collaboration among young members, and it has been doing it successfully for years. And this is definitely a huge step ahead to create regional young member groups and bring in the uh, the platform to share the experiences easily accessible to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the final part of the first Symposium of Young Tunnelers of Asia, SYTA. Without further ado, I would like to invite Engineer Frankie Chia, who is also the co-chair of SYTA and currently the Honorary Secretary of the Honorary Secretary and Treasurer of Tunneling and Underground Space Technical Divisions of the Institutions of Engineer Malaysia to present us with his summary report and closing speech. Please welcome Engineer Frankie Chia.
Yang berbahagia